Welcome to GamerU's tips and tricks for Might and Magic Heroes Online. This video is for players that are tackling the final quest arc for Chapter 1, which is going to involve a rough two-part boss fight against Tarknur. This may not be a fun one for some players, especially if you are still fresh off of fighting the lava worms and abyssal worm bosses. This is going to be the battle that you saved your ghouls for that you bought with phantom coins. If you are wondering where you get phantom coins, let alone ghouls, which are a necropolis unit, well, you simply search these spots as you're watching in the video. You will get either an angel feather or, hopefully, a phantom coin. These spots regenerate after several hours or so, and you can loot them again and again for more phantom coins. All you need to get a good amount of ghouls is 3, so if you haven't been building your ghoul army yet, you should be by now. The ghouls are going to replace your archers in your battle against Tarknur. This is because the archers are mostly going to get either torn to shreds or so battered around they'll be too weak to do much, unless you intend on sacrificing them. Tarknur has a ton of brutal attacks to dish out, including an area of effect fire attack and an intimidation spell that will prevent characters from attacking elite units. And speaking of which, you have 2 lesser juggernaut stacks to deal with, along with a ton of maniacs and cerebi. You should have your troops spread out and stay put, getting ready to dogpile the first incoming enemies. Have one sentinel block off the choke point on the left while spamming soul marks on one of the incoming juggernaut stacks. By the time that juggernaut stack approaches, your team should be able to kill it off and then get ready to tackle the rest of the enemies barreling in. Although you cannot heal your ghouls with spells, they will still deliver great damage with their lesser decay added effects, so have them go all out to pick off enemies from behind while your other forces hold their ground. Whatever you do, don't let your troops get bunched together if you can help it. This puts them all at risk to get hit with Tarknur's brutal area of effects fire spell, which will blast them all for huge damage and a grand immolation status element for even more casualties. This is especially devastating if your ghouls get caught in it, so be careful. Once you kill all of your enemies here, the next phase begins. Right off the bat, you are dumped into a crossfire between Tark himself and a few cronies on his side, and maniacs and succubi on the other. Though this time, you will only have to kill Tark himself to win. You don't have to kill the rest of the enemies. This is another reason why it's not ideal to bring archers here, as they get caught in the middle and with nowhere to hide. If your ghouls are still around, have them sacrifice themselves to slow Tark down and his guards while the rest of your army flees to the right, killing off at least that high stack maniac. Meanwhile, you should be soul marking Tark every turn, as well as maybe using interdiction to slow him down. If you are a cleric, you will quickly blast Tark to smithereens just by using soul mark and a regular attack every turn. Knights, on the other hand, will have to tough it out a little bit more, but they will at least have more units to use here than clerics. If you are a knight and you're down to your last forces, you may want to have them just hope for the best and tank and defend in a corner while you try to take down Tarek as quickly as possible. Hopefully your last few forces will hold out as long as they can until Tark falls at last. In short, stay tough, rely on soul mark, and don't give Tark and his allies too many good opportunities. And once you finally beat this guy, it's goodbye to Chapter 1 of the Haven campaign and hello to Chapter 2, and a whole new area to explore. Good luck, that's all for now. Stay tuned to GamerU for more info on Might and Magic Heroes Online.